Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Kwa, but you may otherwise know me as Boya or Old Dad from my YouTube channel with my wife called Mẹ Trẻ Boya or Young Mom and Old Dad. And it's midweek between Father's Day, at least Father's Day in America, where for the most part I grew up, and it's between Father's Day and my birthday coming up, which will be my 54th birthday according to the solar calendar, but according to the lunar calendar it will be 55 years, which is, wow, I never thought things would happen so quickly. 55 years of life. The lunar calendar takes into account the kind of 9 months in the womb and counts as a year. And so when you're born, you're actually 1 year old, hence the difference in terms of years. But I've decided to do this episode or record this episode or pre-record this episode midweek because my birthday is also my father's death anniversary. So it's a bittersweet day that's coming up this Sunday. And I don't know mood-wise if I'll be in the mood to record anything that day, as it's both a celebration but also a day of mourning, but also a day of celebration in that my father passed very quickly. Not a lot of pain, but obviously we miss him dearly. And I can't believe it's been a year since that happened. You know, he passed away after my birthday. So the night after we had a very beautiful dinner at my apartment, I walked him home, came back and was taking a shower when I received a call from my mother that he had fallen in the bathroom. And I rushed over there and and tried to resuscitate him, but it was too late. So life is precious, life is short. So we gotta, enjoy every moment, every bit of time we have with each other. There are always ups and downs and struggles in life, but again, time is very short, so we just gotta enjoy the moments and smile, wake up every day with a sense of purpose. And hence, this is why I'm recording this episode, because I'm going to announce that I'm starting a new channel. So my wife and I have a channel called Mẹ Trẻ Boya or Young Mom and Old Dad, and that's dedicated to cooking and family, and it always has been primarily. But I've kind of been recording episodes myself, my little walk and talks and kind of health type podcasts, interviewing different people. And so basically all the learnings that I've had going on YouTube, watching other people's videos about how to be successful on YouTube, and they've shared that you should not be all over the place in terms of topic. And hence the types of episodes that I like to tend to be a little bit more long form, these really nice walk and talk type podcasty episodes. And I don't want what I'm doing or my areas of interest in terms of filmmaking, in terms of health, in terms of language as well, because I like to do most of my episodes. The thing is, living in Vietnam, there's always construction going on. So lots of wild sounds here. But getting back to the talking point, I didn't want to confuse the algorithm So I've decided to kind of split off and start my own channel. I will still be obviously a big part of the Young Mom, Old Dad channel, where I will do the thumbs up and react to my wife's cooking, but also sharing the moments with my family and family moments and things that revolve around the family and eating and lifestyle and bringing up kids, having a healthy life. So I will still be part of that channel. That channel will be mostly Vietnamese language, whereas on my channel, since I am an overseas Vietnamese who has moved to Vietnam and been here now, officially now, 20 years, I think it's a great opportunity for me to share a different aspect of Vietnam through the eyes of somebody who's can be seen as quite in between. Having Vietnamese heritage, but having grown up in the United States, but having now moved back here to Vietnam for 20 years. And so I want to share with people the things that I discover or that I find interesting about Vietnam. And I'll do that through the people that I speak to, my own discoveries as I grow older, because I am an old dad. And I just want to share my zest for life. Now, will it all be perfect and beautiful and amazing? No, I'll share things that maybe are things that bother me, potentially. But overall, I want to share things that will shed a lot of light to my experience here, living in Vietnam as a overseas Vietnamese, and share my perspective on things and the things that I discover as I live here and travel around, and all the wonderful people that I get to interface with, whether it be colleagues at the university that I teach at, or catching up with my old students, who are alumni of the university, and just to catch up with where they're at now. Where are they now? What are they doing now? Since I've been teaching for close to 17 years at the university. So catching up with them and seeing where they're at with their careers, with their life, and getting their insights on how their international education has impacted their path to becoming solid citizens and adults and parents, etc. So I look forward to doing that. And then sharing things about health, my health, having young kids, at the moment 4 and 9 years old, and me turning 54, 55. What are the things that I'm doing to preserve myself so that I can live a long, healthy life and be there for my kids? And check this out. I'm walking in this neighborhood near where I live, and a family has built a pickleball court. So pickleball is the rage. So I want to try pickleball because I'm a former tennis player in high school, and I loved the sport when I was younger, and now as I'm older, the knees don't quite work. There's a lot of tightness in the hamstrings and in the calves. So maybe the transition over to pickleball and sharing what that experience is about, because it's been the rage here in Vietnam, as everybody's kind of gone from tennis to pickleball. And then obviously to share about my travels through Vietnam and learn a little bit more about my heritage, which I can share with everybody. And then where's my place in the world? Like, why am I here? What am I doing? What are the things that I can contribute to Vietnam, my homeland? And also in negotiating, my in-betweenness as a Vietnamese, but also my my American side as well. My love for hamburgers, my love for American sports and sports in general, my love for the English language, my love for screenwriting, filmmaking. So I want to share with that. I want to share with my audience all that. And so my new channel, because I want to keep this episode a bit short, lots of construction. So always going on. That's the thing about a developing country, is there's always a lot of building and construction and development going on, which is really positive. But this channel will be about myself discovering new things. And I want to share that with my audience. And hopefully there will be an audience that enjoys the things that I share from this very unique position of being an overseas Vietnamese, living in Vietnam and experiencing Vietnam and Southeast Asia. So I'm going to be calling my show Old Dad Discovers. And let me tell you, there's a lot of things to discover, even at this age. And learning from my dad, you know, and what he went through, and towards the end of his life, he was losing his memory a bit. So we think it's signs of dementia, but he was forgetting, he was losing his short-term memory, but had an amazing long-term memory. And so I'd like to share with you how, through discovery, we can prolong ourselves in terms of our health, in terms of our mental health, in terms of mental capabilities, etc. And I hope you come along with me for this journey. And across these two channels, I'll be able to share with you quite a bit about Vietnam, the surrounding area, travel, food, culture, health, life, etc. Okay? So thank you for watching this episode, and be sure to check out the episodes that I release as part of this channel, and continue to support my wife and I and our journey, you know, in terms of discovering amazing food, not only the food that my wife, young mom, cooks, but also through reviews of different restaurants in Ho Chi Minh City and across Vietnam, where there's now a huge international scene, and also a lot of Vietnamese restaurants that have made it onto the Michelin lists, but also small little sidewalk cafes type restaurants, you know, where you sit at plastic tables and on plastic chairs. And those are amazing food places as well. And then just to meet the interesting people who come in and out of Vietnam, who have crossed paths with me, and they'll share their stories as well. So travelers, people who are embedded here, people who have a life here, there'll be many interesting things to share. And again, lots of different journeys that I'll go on as I grow old, and hopefully grow old gracefully. So again, thank you everyone for joining me on this very first episode, which will be the launch. And I hope to launch it in and around or right after my birthday, because again, it's not only a celebration of my birthday, but also a celebration of my father's life. And so I may talk a little bit more about that and the wonderful things that he's given to me as a father, which is now contributing to me being the father that I am. And again, I'm not perfect. I hope to grow every day and become even a better father, be an amazing husband, be an amazing man, an amazing global citizen. So again, thank you for joining me on this episode, and we'll see you again shortly on the new channel, Old Dad Discovers. Cheers.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Old Dad Discovers.